Stank, yeah, something I can't get enough of, honestly, right now is Jacob Parrish. I mean, that kid is an absolute, it looks like we got ourselves a fucking star. Not a stud, an absolute star. And then the secondary, again, overall, they all played pretty damn well for the second year in a row. We'll get to the Jamel Dean discussion here in a second. But timely stops. We got pass breakups. We got the interceptions now 2 weeks in a row. Kindle Vildor, who sounds like a bad guy from one of those Dungeons and Dragons things that you'd like to watch.
I call him a Voldemort because he's like a villain.
Voldemort.
Like, I'm a huge fan of villains, right? And this guy's got the name. He's out there stealing balls away from people. A lot of hands-on balls this preseason as it relates to the secondary. But this guy looks like he's making this fucking team, Stank, which again is huge because we haven't even seen Benjamin Morrison yet. So I don't even know where he fits in at this point, how the hamstring affects things, how far along they're going to, bring him in terms of like having him ready to actually play by week 1, or if they're going to let him take his time. So the depth is kind of an issue there, but to see the secondary in terms of the corners coming out there and doing their fucking thing is definitely a good sight to see, because that was a problem we had last year with whoever came out there was going to be absolute dog shit. So I'm glad we see Vildor. Obviously, you got McCollum making plays. Jamel Dean, listen, if you look back and watch it, Tyke Smith fucked up on that long pass. He released him as if he had help. Tyke was too shallow, gets beat over the top. The next one is a weird, pass interference type play that I wasn't really thinking was pass interference. Nonetheless, Jamel Dean has his ups and downs. We know who he is. But with the play of Jacob Parrish, Stank, Jamel Dean's got to fucking keep his ass rolling, right? He's got to know he's right behind him. And the only thing probably keeping him from actually taking his job at this point is how good that kid is in the slot, in the nickel, to where they're like, man, we got a really good trio. If Benjamin Morris comes back, who knows how that all plays out. But
I was going to say, I think probably more of a reality that Benjamin Morrison's injury has kept Dean in the starting role, because everything coming out of camp was how good Benjamin looked, how polished he looked.
But Jamel Dean's had a good camp. He's had a really good camp. He had a day where he had three hands-on balls moments, right? And so,
and he's just one of Todd Bowles' guys, isn't he? Yeah. I just feel like Todd looks at him like a son. Gives him some additional love. I mean, this guy won a Super Bowl for us. He is easily probably the one most hated guys on this roster for really no reason. Good dude, ultimately, but yeah, I mean, I think we're all looking for his replacement at some point.
I don't think he's here beyond this year, but
no, I don't think so either.
Even if he loses his job, to have a guy like that be a depth piece, a backup, a guy who's played in a Super Bowl, a guy who's had really good moments at times, a guy who's considered by PFF at stretches at times to be one of the top 10 corners in the league, and he's shown he has that stuff in him. How focused is he? How seriously does he take moments all the time? All that comes into play. Maturity, consistency, up and down, injuries, all that stuff obviously is going to eventually come to the surface. But right now, it's still his job to lose. Yeah. But we'll see how that may change. Voldemort, is that what you call him?
Voldemort, yeah.
Voldemort might start knocking on that spot too if you have a couple of bad games to start the season, or if you're 0-2 and it looks like Jamel Dean's just not cutting it anymore. But other than that, I still think the secondary has all of a sudden now become almost, I don't want to say strength, but they've shorted up in terms of, man, I don't feel as bad now in terms of the drop-off. Like, we talked about the drop-off from the edge. Yeah. But the drop-off from, starters to secondary to the second guys, even to the third guys, not uncomfortable anymore. Not that uncomfortable.